Space is scary, but what's even scarier is when NASA doesn't have answers for us. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I'm your host Emily, and today we are counting down our list of the top 10 terrifying photos from other planets NASA can't even explain. All I'm going to say is be prepared to have an existential crisis. Now let's get into the list. Number 10. Oumuamua Asteroid. Despite the advances in lens technology and telescopy, there are things that still take scientists by surprise. Shocking. I know. When the interstellar visitor Oumuamua crossed our solar system in 2017, experts could not complain its origins. Not to mention, Oumuamua is the first interstellar object detected passing through the solar system. It was discovered by Robert Work using Pan-STARRS telescope at Leakula Observatory, Hawaii on October 19, 2017, approximately 40 days after it passed its closest point to the Sun on September 9th. When it was first observed, it was about 33 million kilometers from Earth. It is a small object estimated to be between 300 and 3,000 feet long, with its width and thickness both estimated between 115 and 148 feet. It has a red color similar to objects in the outer solar system and has a surface similar to comets. The observation suggests that this unusual object had been wandering through the Milky Way, unattached to any star system, for hundreds of millions of years before its chance encounter with our star system. For decades we've theorized such interstellar objects out there, and now for the first time we have direct evidence they exist, said Thomas Zerbechen, Associate Administrator of NASA's Science Mission Directorate in Washington in November 2017. Number 9. A giant slug on Pluto. Yep, you heard that right. These days NASA continues to receive new data from its New Horizons probe. The data, which includes imagery and measurements collected by the craft's camera and instruments, continues to provide new and surprising details about Pluto's varied surface. For example, in this photo, it seems like there's a slug on Pluto. Is it a slug though? I'm not too sure. The bizarre image was taken in 2015. The photo covers an area of Pluto that's part of an icy plain, informally as Sputnik Planum. NASA puts the pitted surface into perspective by saying its surface is separated into cells or polygons 10 to 25 miles wide, and when viewed at low sun angles with visible shadows, the cells are seen to have slightly raised centers and rigid margins, with about 100 yards of overall height variation. So Pluto is not the same as Earth, in case any of you were still confused out there. But what is this slug? Is Pluto ruled by slugs? Well, according to IFL Science, this extraterrestrial gastropod is actually a block of ice, which is disappointing. So no slugs, but just ice. Well, that's what they say. Number 8. Faces on Mars. As reported by Space, this shocking picture, appropriately named the face of Mars, was taken by NASA's Viking spacecraft in 1976. Viking 1 spacecraft was circling the planet, snapping photos of possible landing sites for its sister ship, Viking 2, when it spotted the shadowy likeness of a human face. An enormous head nearly 2 miles from end to end seemed to be staring back at the cameras. While some experts explain this image with the phenomenon of seeing faces in objects and patterns known as pareidolia, many still believe this is evidence of extraterrestrial life. I mean, come on, there's literally faces there. Could it be the faces of people who were buried there? And why are there so many faces? What do they mean? I need answers. Number 7. Dark matter. Dark matter is a hypothetical form of matter thought to account for approximately 85% of the matter in the universe. Dark matter is called dark because it does not appear to interact with the electromagnetic field, which means it does not absorb, reflect, or emit electromagnetic radiation, and is therefore difficult to detect. We're more certain of what dark matter isn't rather than what it is. It's not made of black holes. The light warping they'd cause isn't present. NASA telescopes have helped us better understand this mysterious invisible matter that is 5 times the mass of regular matter. The first direct detection of dark matter was made in 2007 through observations of the Bullet cluster of galaxies by the Shonda X-ray telescope, and we continue to learn more every day. Number 6. Black holes. A black hole is a region of space-time where gravity is so strong that nothing, including light or other electromagnetic waves, have enough energy to escape its event horizon. Although we can't see black holes, particles, scientists have been able to study them by observing how they interact with the environment around them with telescopes like Swift, Chandra, and Hubble. In 2017, NASA's Swift telescope mapped the death spiral of a star as it is consumed by a black hole. Later, astronomers used Chandra to have discovered evidence for thousands of black holes located near the center of our Milky Way galaxy, which scares me. Number 5. Kepler 186f. Kepler 186f is the first rocky exoplanet to be found within the habitable zone, as the region around the host star has the temperature that is right for liquid water. The planet is also very close in size to Earth. While planets have previously been found in the habitable zone, they are at least 40% larger in size than Earth, and understanding their makeup is challenging. Kepler 186f is more reminiscent of Earth. Although the size of Kepler 186f is unknown, its mass and composition are not. Previous research, however, suggests that a planet the size of Kepler 186f is likely to be rocky. Even though we may not find out what's going on the surface of this planet anytime soon, it's a strong reminder of why new technologies are being developed that will enable scientists to get a closer look at distant worlds, but we still have a lot to learn. Number 4. Tabby star. Tabby star is an F-type main sequence star in the constellation Cygnus, approximately 1,470 light-years away from Earth. Tabby star is one of the most exciting NASA discoveries. According to Science Alert, Tabby star is a yellow-white dwarf star with random dimming. Some believe that Tabby star is a plunette, or a moon that has escaped its planet. Unusual light fluctuations of the star, including up to 22% dimming in brightness, were discovered by citizen scientists as part of the Planet Hunters project. In September 2015, astronomers and citizen scientists associated with the project posted a preprint of an article describing the data and multiple interpretations. The discovery was made from data collected from the Kepler Space Telescope, which observed changes in the brightness of distant stars to detect exoplanets. Number 3. The Great Void. The Giant Void is an extremely large region of space with an underdensity of galaxies and located in the constellation Canis Venatici. It is the second largest confirmed void to date, with an estimated diameter to 1.3 billion light-years, and its center is approximately 1.5 billion light-years away. It was discovered in 1988 and was the largest void in the northern galactic hemisphere, and possibly the second largest ever detected. Unlike a black hole, the giant void isn't a hole in space. Instead, it's curiously empty of both matter and dark matter. And also different from a black hole, light can pass through the void, though scientists believe it contains dark energy. Number 2. Great Red Spot. The Great Red Spot is a persistent high-pressure region in the atmosphere of Jupiter, producing an anticyclonic storm that's the largest in the solar system. Located 22 degrees south of Jupiter's equator, it produces wind speeds up to 268 miles per hour. Observations from 1665 to 1713 are believed to be of the same storm, and if that is correct, it has existed for at least 358 years. It was next observed in September 1831, when it was 4 times bigger, with 60 recorded observations between then and 1878, when continuous observations began. According to Business Insider, the reason why this high Curious pressure spot is disappearing is still unclear. Amy Simon, an expert in planetary atmospheres at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, said learning more about Jupiter and its Great Red Spot could help scientists understand Earth's weather system better. Jupiter's weather functions under the same physics as Earth, she said, just millions of miles farther from the sun. Amy also said Jupiter studies could improve our understanding of worlds beyond our solar system. If you just look at reflected light from an extrasolar planet, you're not going to be able to tell what it's made of, she said. Looking at as many possible different cases in our own solar system could enable us to then apply that knowledge to extrasolar planets. Studies predict Jupiter's upper atmosphere has clouds consisting of ammonia, ammonium hydrosulfide, and water. Still, scientists don't know exactly how or even whether these chemicals react to give colors like those in the Great Red Spot. And coming in at number 1 are gamma ray bursts. Gamma ray bursts are another mysterious space phenomenon that NASA cannot fully understand. As reported by Earth's sky, gamma ray bursts originate in the beam of radiation during stellar explosions, such as supernova or hypernova. On Sunday, October 9th, 2022, a pulse of intense radiation swept through the solar system so exceptional that astronomers quickly called it the brightest of all time. The burst triggered detectors on numerous spacecrafts and observatories around the globe followed up. After combing through all of this data, astronomers can now characterize just how bright it was and better understand its scientific impact. GRB 221009A was likely the brightest burst at X-ray and gamma ray energies to occur since human civilization began, said Eric Burns, an assistant professor of physics and astronomy at Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge. The burst was so bright it effectively blinded most gamma ray instruments in space, which means they could not directly record the real intensity of the emission. US scientists were able to reconstruct this information from its Fermi data. The signal from GRB 221009A had been traveling for about 1.9 billion years before it reached Earth, making it among the closest known long GRBs whose initial or prompt emission lasts more than 2 seconds. Astronomers think these bursts represent the birth cries of black holes formed when the cores of massive stars collapse under their own weight. Well, that's all for our list of the top 10 terrifying photos from other planets NASA can't even explain. Which photo freaks you out the most? Let us know in the comments down below and give us a big thumbs up while you're down there. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.